Go on, we'll get ready to get licked on the face.
Have you done anything today to make yourself feel proud?
No.
Have you found any bad things in your bag?
This is a new bag. No. I think we need to carry on. I'll have that for breakfast.
What? Have that on my cornflakes.
You're like a little fucking Oliver Twist thief.
No, the other way around. I'm putting stuff in your bag.
Yeah, but it's weird. It's like the opposite of pickpocketing. Shall I just crack on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ready?
Ready, steady.
You're about to fucking hurl it.
No,
I'm
ready,
only about
steady.
a metre in front of you. Oh my God, with one hand. Jesus fucking Christ.
This is episode
I'm
25
like Mo Farah
of
Ghost Huns.
That's what I liked. I liked that. That's that
whatever that
introduction.
was.
That introduction. I liked it. Welcome to episode 25.
You're all absolutely wonderful. You're Hannah. I'm Suzie. We are getting haunted.
We're getting
fuck.
haunted.
So, welcome back.
Still got the camel toe. Have you decided to have surgery in the minute that we...
Yeah, went to Turkey.
Yeah.
Lopped it off.
What would it take, do you think?
What do you mean?
How would one go about having a camel toe surgery? Is it the labia? Do you trim the labia?
To be honest, it sounds a little close to FGM, and that's
Let's not.
Let's not. I just want to keep this upbeat and haunted.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be touching serious subjects with a barge pole.
No, we shouldn't. So not equipped.
Okay, do you want to pick a tarot? Let's jump in.
Shitbag is here, ready to protect us.
Don't try and stop me from jumping in, baby.
Do you know what? I really miss
this
having herbs.
Why don't we do that anymore?
Well, I completely agree. I just think we can afford a bag of parsley a week.
Yeah, but Spotify won't let us burn any sage.
Do you know what? I'm going to write in. That is fucking
Write in?
outrageous. I'm going to complain. We want to burn things.
I am getting a little bit... The amount of people that are coming up to me now and being like, listen, I fucking love the podcast. Also, shout out to that lovely lady.
Oh my God, tell the story. That's so exciting.
I was in Cheshire Oaks having a lovely shopping trip. And this woman came up and she was like, oh my God, I just wanted to say that I thought she was going to say traitors. And obviously I love people coming up and telling me about traitors. But she said, I love ghost hunts. We have been recognised in the streets and in the sheets. Okay, not in the sheets. In the streets.
How good is that?
We're thriving.
I'm absolutely thrilled
The
that you
podcast
got...
is thriving.
Yeah, love it. And it's all down to you guys for listening and sticking with us through thick and thin. I'm going to pick a tarot. Are you ready?
Yeah, can you... Now listen. Can you take your fucking time? Because pick a hangman thrice. And, you know, that old saying. Oh, my God. Which one's calling? One day we need to get these done properly. Oh, my God, I'm so scared.
Okay, are you ready?
No, I don't. Do you know what? I'm actually getting a bit of a cold. I'm a hot flash. I'm so worried it's going to be the hangman again.
Oh my God.
What?
We've had this one before as well.
What?
The world. Have we had the world?
No, we haven't had that.
We have. Tits out, wands in hand.
Oh, tits out.
Yeah.
We have. Of course we have. Tits out, sticks out.
What do you think it means, getting the same cards?
I think it means... Oh.
I'd like... Do you know what? I want an expert.
It means we can't shuffle. That's what it fucking means.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, you do fling them down and then we pick...
Okay, the World Tarot. Let's have a look. This is exciting, Hannah.
It's better than
we're getting repeats, which means maybe consistency, which is what we're very good at because we turn up. We've come very far.
Beautiful.
The World card in the tarot deck has a dancing figure at the centre, like
with the titties out.
Yeah, the dancing figure on the card has one leg crossed over the other and holds a wand in either hand. She symbolises balance and evolution in movement. The fulfillment and unity that she represents is not one that is static, but ever-changing, dynamic, and eternal. I'm sorry.
She's a girl boss.
I love Eternal. Girl band, do you remember them?
What?
I want to be the only one to hold you. Touch from
Whiplash from the...
I want to be the only one to
what were they
soothe
called?
you. Eternal.
Oh. Did they do No, the Bangles did. The
Bangles.
Did they do the Bangles? Bangles did. And eternal flame.
What are you on about? You mean Atomic Kitten?
No, the Bangles did that.
What are you on about the Bangles?
Do you know what? Atomic Kitten redid it. That just shows how much of a dickhead you are. Because you thought
the
Atomic
original,
Kitten...
the OG's Atomic
Swear
Kitten.
to God.
And anyone who says any different.
No, I will prove it right now. Hang on. Actually, there are people out there listening and being like, Susie, you're a stupid bitch.
You're a stupid bitch. This says...
What's it called? Eternal Flame.
The central figure is a symbol of success, while the red ribbons that wrap around it are reminiscent of infinity. Oh, fucking God.
There you go.
Eternal Flame, the Bangles. What a shit name for a band.
Yeah, it's not very good, is
The
it?
Bangles. It sounds like some Irish folk
80s
band.
though, and it was the 80s. Do you now accept that I'm right and you're wrong?
Yes. Okay, moving on. Okay, this is representative of the four corners of the universe, the four elements, and the four evangelicals.
Oh, we have had this before.
The harmony between all of the energies. It's when the inner and outer worlds, self and other, become a single entity. It's like enlightenment and nirvana. I just think this is so great, and we all dance and sway along to the flow of life and to one's rhythm.
Amazing. I've got one that's really calling to me.
Well,
This has never happened before.
are you serious?
Where I've actually got one that's like...
Really? It's like, it's pulsing. If you need to, you know what? The tarot dictates. So if it says... Go on, turn it over.
Pretend I never did that.
What?
No, I don't fancy it anymore.
No, don't you dare. What is it?
It's not good.
Is that someone who's been stabbed 9 times with a sword?
Yeah, it's 9 of swords, mate.
Okay.
What is it? How many is it? 1, 2,
How
3,
many
4,
swords
5,
is
6,
that?
7,
Oh, that's 10.
10.
The 10 indicates a major disaster or betrayal. It warns of using a victim mentality to dwell in past slights.
What?
Honestly, I feel like, are you about to Judas me or something?
No, I've got no plans to.
Wow.
Well, hang on.
Maybe I'm
What
gonna
is it?
Judas
maybe,
you.
Yeah, maybe someone's going to betray me. What is it?
Okay, let me look it
Read
up.
it again.
The 10 indicates a major disaster or betrayal. I don't know, but you said it was calling to you, Hannah.
No, it was. Honestly, it was.
Let's look it up. 10 of bloody stabby shanky swords. 10
Just holding
of
a sword.
swords.
I feel it giving me energy.
All right, here we go. Biddytarot.com. What are you saying? 10 of swords.
Come on.
Shows a man lying face down, apparently dead.
Yeah, it's pretty dead. It's got 10 swords in him.
While the dark sky is ominous, the sun is rising on the horizon, bringing a renewed sense of hope and opportunity. That's real positive thinking, isn't it? Because I'm like, it's
though, it
largely
is.
a dead man, isn't it?
Yeah.
What does it mean,
It's
though?
mostly dead, man.
It marks a painful yet inevitable ending. A relationship may come to an abrupt end. Your job may be cut or a contract is broken. It's as if this ending has come out of the blue and rocked your world.
Oh, no.
You could never have expected it, but now it has happened. Cutting to the
What?
core.
Oh, so is it saying it's already happened?
You are grieving the pain of this shocking loss and wonder if you'll ever love or find work or trust again.
This sounds hot. I hate this. I don't want to do this podcast anymore. Oh, my God, there it is.
Yeah, and now, fuck's sake, and I'm just going to be alone in the
I
studio.
don't believe in tarot. So.
Well, maybe like
So is it saying it's already happened?
maybe a gig will get cancelled.
That's not hardly going to rock my world, is
It
it?
suggests you're taking on the role of victim and hoping
You know what
others
this
will
is?
pity you and save you from despair. You cannot change the actions of another person, but you can change how you respond.
This is your work this afternoon being cancelled.
It might be.
Yeah, but has it rocked your world? It's made you happier.
No, exactly. I just think you've got to think more generally, Hannah. Like, have you felt betrayed?
No.
Have you felt?
I said the other day I've never been happier.
Oh no, but remember you told me that thing about the BAFTAs. Am I allowed to say that?
Oh, yeah, maybe it's the BAFTAs.
I think it might be the BAFTAs.
Yeah, but I don't care about the BAFTAs.
Do you not?
Basically,
Do you
guys, I'm
feel
up for a
bit of
BAFTA.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps saying it's not you, it's the Traitors. The Traitors is up for a BAFTA, and I've not been invited. But I didn't care. But I didn't care about that.
Are you sure there's not a little part of you
Not really.
that is a bit Ten of Swords?
No, I don't. Like, do you know what? I've done these events, and do you know how fucking annoying dead-eyed celebrities are? It's the most depressing.
Very bovine.
It's the most depressing situation. People are just sat there like statues waiting to be photographed. It's awful.
Yeah.
So I'm not really.
So
It's a bit sad, I think.
Well,
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I'd have been invited,
I think I would love to go. But
I think it takes away the shine of loads of. I would go if I got invited. Don't get me wrong, because how many times are you going to go to the BAFTAs?
Well, we'll go to the BAFTAs.
Well, we will when we become the new Yvette and Derek.
Who are Yvette and Yvette and Derek? Yeah. 100%. All the new French and Saunders.
Ghost Huns on TV. Ghost Huns on. Excuse me.
Do you know? Please. Apparently,
Sky can pick this up.
On like terrestrial, on the main like channels, you're not allowed. There's like rules in law. You're not allowed to broadcast anything that's paranormal because it's like propaganda. So, like, this is why you never see, like, Most Haunted on the Beeb, ITV, Channel 4. Like, none of these, like, paranormal shows will ever make it to anything that isn't, like, Discovery Channel or... I was about to say National Geographic, but I don't know why Most Haunted.
Imagine Ghost Huns on National Geographic.
Like Ghost Huns underwater. I'd love that. David Attenborough.
Ghost Huns on a mountain.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Ghost Huns
Ice
on
truckers.
a donkey. Ice truckers, yeah. Comedy Central. That's where I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, but it's weird that, isn't
Channel
it?
4 won't even. Channel 4 do shit like...
Can you think of any like mainstream ghosty shows that you've seen on like?
Well, like not real life ghosts, but ghost documentaries. You mean? Well, BBC Sounds do Uncanny.
They do, but there's no like. Actually, he's doing a show. Danny Robbins has a what do I mean? He's been commissioned to do a show, but I think I don't know what channel that'll be on. I'm assuming the BBC actually.
Yeah.
But they had like, do you remember Strange But True?
No.
Oh my God, we have to watch Strange But True. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's so good. It's like it was this amazing show in the 90s and it was, hang on, let me look it up. It's so fucking good. You would love it. It was like, what was his name? Michael Aspel, that was it. It was hosted by Michael Aspel. Started in 1993 and went till 1997. And it was basically like ghost stories. Every week. And he would sit down and host it and he'd be like, and let's go into this. And then have like reenactments of poltergeist
activity. Show me a
activity.
picture of Michael Aspel because I'm sure I saw a meme about this the other day.
I'll show you.
And if it is the same guy, that's fucking weird because I've never heard of it before. No. That's not what I said.
Oh, really? He kind of looks a bit like Richard Madeley and Chris Tarrant put together.
That's exactly what he looks like. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, well,
and a bit of the Dick Van Dykes.
Yeah. It's that generic sort of older silver-haired white man.
I think I had a bit of a crush on Dick Van Dyke.
Did you?
I think it was the Muzzy.
The Tash. Yeah. Sometimes I have to translate quickly in my head what you say. All right. Should we crack on with an absolute terrifying story?
Yeah, terrifying.
I would say...
Terrifying.
Okay.
I'm terrified.
I would say, Hannah, the way we do this is that we set the tone for the podcast, and actually that, it doesn't really count.
No,
I know
I
it was calling to you, but like, this is what matters.
I think that's in the past.
Yeah.
I think that's in the past. How can we have the world and the 10?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those could call to you, but I just would
We need
say...
to get someone to come and do this properly.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
we should not be at the helm of this.
Okay.
Quite frankly, it's dangerous.
My neighbour got a dog. I don't think it's actually a dog.
Fuck's sake. This is like Hamburger Man all over. Cheeseburger.
My neighbour Jack adopted a border collie 2 weeks ago. At least that's what I thought. Now, I'm not so sure. I first saw Toto out on a walk.
Fuck off.
He was sniffing some of the flowers growing next to the sidewalk.
Oh, don't call it fucking...
It's the fucking pavement, you know what I mean?
I walk on
Sidewalk.
because we walk on the side.
Oh, by the way, talking of sidewalk, I've got a shout out to Saskia, who messaged us on Instagram about the Smiling Man video. So we've been sent this twice. Thank you, Sassy, for sending
How
this.
terrifying is it?
It's fucking creepy. Although I have to say, there was a bit where I nearly laughed because the guy playing the Smiling Man is a bit funny.
Yeah,
like it is a bit funny when he's like grinning up at the sky, but it's fucking.
I don't know if it is funny. I thought it was horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I thought the whole thing, and that like crouch. It's the crouch.
It's the crouch.
Oh. Go and have a look at it on. Is it TikTok or something? Oh, I'm so down with the kids.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we should. What we should do, we'll post it. We'll post it online so you can have a look at it because it's fucking grim. Anyway, back to the story. My neighbour's got a dog. I don't think it's a dog. I first saw Toto out on a walk. He was sniffing some of the flowers growing next to the pavement as Jack waited, scrolling through his cell phone. Wow, you got a dog, I called out,
Fucking
waving.
prick.
I certainly did. His name's Toto, Border Collie mix. Collies are the best, aren't they?
I like all dogs.
All right, Jesus, communist. Toto.
My favourites are bulldogs.
Really?
Yeah, because I've got a dog called Wolf.
Oh, of course you do.
We had bulldog puppies once. It was a fucking nightmare. We had to like make them wee and poo.
Make them?
Yeah, it's a
Why?
massage bumholes.
Oh, fuck.
Because they wouldn't do it themselves, and if you didn't, they die.
I wish I didn't know that.
Death by constipation.
That's
yeah.
absolutely.
And then to make them wee, you
gross.
just like flick.
No. I think we need to carry on. Toto, stop. No, fucking grim.
No. I think we need to carry on.
No, we're carrying on.
No.
Toto, stop. Fucking hell, I can't speak now.
Shit.
Toto stopped sniffing the flowers and glanced up at me. I'd encountered many dogs in this street, and they ran the whole gamut of dog greetings.
Sorry?
Gamut.
What?
Now listen, I once did a whole 5 minutes on the word gamut.
Did you?
I died on my
What,
arse every
comedy
time.
set?
Yeah.
What was the
This was
joke?
early on in my comedy
I want to
career.
hear it.
I don't think there were any jokes. It was just off the wall weird, and I just talked about gamut for ages and gave loads of examples of how you could use it. Very weird. Tell me, are you interested in that? No.
No, I am.
How do you say it?
I want to hear the whole 5 minutes there.
It's bad. I did some mad
I
shit.
don't know what it is. I don't.
The whole range, gamut.
It's gamut. I think it's not gamut.
Gamut.
It's gamut.
Gamut. Okay.
Shit word.
I'll just say range. I'd encountered many dogs on this street, and they ran the whole range of dog greetings, from curious sniffs to protective growling to jumping up and licking my face. None of them just stared at me.
I think that is
Like Toto
quite
did.
usual.
Wow, he's beautiful and so big for a collie mix. I began to crouch down. Can I pet him? Oh, actually, he's a little shy, Jack said. Having a little trouble adapting, but I'm sure he'll warm up in a few days. He tugged gently on the leash. Come on, Toto. I watched as they walk away from me.
Name.
Toto. The next time I saw Toto, I was dropping something off for Jack. He'd lent me his drill for a home improvement project, and I never returned it. But when I rang the doorbell, I didn't hear the usual barking I did with other dog owners. Instead, just the pat, pat, pat of feet against the wood. And then Toto's face was in the glass inset of the door, staring out at me. Not barking, or growling, or pawing at the door, just staring. Before I could think anything of it, Jack's footsteps sounded through the hall and the door swung open. Hey, Amir. Oh, I just wanted to give you this back. Oh, thanks. Yeah, hey, why don't you come in? I'm just about to pull some cookies out of the oven. Jack was an avid baker, and I couldn't say no to his cookies.
Why are these people annoying me so much?
It's very like Middle America. I stepped inside and followed the warm cinnamon smell to the kitchen.
I hate cinnamon.
Oh.
Well, no, because I had a cinnamon roll the other day.
You don't hate cinnamon, you just lied. Toto followed behind me, but I could tell something was off. I don't have a dog. He's just yawning at me. Fucking hell.
Sorry, we had to get up
bored?
so early this morning.
Yeah, we do.
Have we ever recorded a podcast this early?
No. Okay.
Fuck's sake.
I don't have a dog, but I have a lot of friends with dogs, and we can always tell the dog is coming our way when we hear the mistakable clicking sound of its nails against the floor. It was instinctual at this point. You hear that sound and... oh, fuck's sake. It was instinctual at this point. Hear that sound and scarf down the last bit of steak or put the chocolate out of reach or get ready to get licked on the face. But this dog didn't make that sound.
Jesus.
No clicking of nails against the wooden floor, just a sort of dull thump, thump, thump with each step. I glanced back at Toto and I realised his movements were a little odd too. His steps were a little jerky, a little stiff, a little clumsy for a dog of his build. He wasn't limping or anything, just overall, the movements didn't look quite right.
I'm struggling to find... This person is trying to find an issue here. That just sounds like a fucking dog.
It's just a bit of a silly dog, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And he's like, it's not a dog or it's a weird dog. And I'm like...
Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see where this is going because I think this person is a knob.
Yeah, it's a knob. Hope you like snickerdoodles, Jack said, pulling the tray out of the oven. What the fuck is a snickerdoodle?
I did Google this once. I'll tell you what a snickerdoodle is. They're a cookie. They're a cookie.
Hope you like snickerdoodles.
But I always think they sounded really nice.
A snicker, is it got Snickers in it?
No, I don't think it has. I think that's why I was disappointed. Hang on. A snickerdoodle is a kind... yeah, it's just a cinnamon cookie.
Mike, you're on. I know you're on. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was creepy as fuck. It's a cinnamon cookie. That's it.
Okay.
Which is annoying because you think...
Snickers.
Snickers.
Should
Snickers
have caramel
cookie,
and nuts.
amazing, yeah.
I love Snickers ice cream.
Oh my God, it's the fucking best. Snickers
best.
and Mars, shut up. Yes, amazing.
But Snickers over Mars ice cream. Every day.
Actually, yeah.
All day,
that
every
is
day,
true. But
all year.
I don't want the Mars ice cream to get lost in this conversation because...
It should.
What?
It's inferior in every way.
No.
Why? It's
All right then.
It's missing.
All right then.
It's missing.
All right then. Mr. Whippy, would you rather have...
Thank you. Yeah. Miss Whippy to you.
It's not.
Okay,
Anyway.
great. Back in the room. Snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle.
Hope you like snickerdoodles, Jack said, pulling the tray out of the oven. Wow, they look amazing. My Nana's recipe, he said proudly. Ate these every day after school. Fond memories. I picked up a cookie and took a bite. But I had an audience. Toto was staring at me. Well, that wasn't weird. Dogs love to stare at people's food.
Sorry.
Go on.
I need to ask you this
Yeah.
because your dismissal of the Mars ice cream has upset me quite a lot. So let me just ask you this.
Okay, we're
Before
back on
we
the
carry
Mars.
on.
Yeah.
Normal Snickers bar or Mars ice cream?
Mars ice cream.
Yeah. So you can't dismiss.
No, but you're giving me that. Those are ridiculous parameters. We need to be talking about ice cream bars. And if we talk about ice, don't trash the room. This isn't your room to trash.
I'm annoyed.
I can tell.
Sorry, I'm annoyed.
But I'm right. Snickers is better than Mars because it's got nuts in. Sorry for anyone with a peanut allergy. But that sucks for you. Better
Get the
for me.
EpiPens out. Let's have a Snickers ice cream.
Can I please move on with my Toto story? Thank you. Dogs love to stare at people's food. I was just about to ask Jack if these cookies were safe for dogs, but his phone went off. Oh, sorry, man, I got to take this, he muttered as he disappeared down the hall and into the office. I sat down at the kitchen table. Toto didn't move, just stared at me from across the kitchen. Weirdly, he wasn't licking his lips or anything as he stared hungrily at the cookie in my hand. You're a weird dog, but I like you, I said. The dog continued to stare. I'm sorry I can't give you any cookie. I don't know if they're safe.
Oh, do you know, I don't like him.
What? Because he's a bit wet, isn't he?
He's wet. It's like he's making shit up for the set. I don't know if I can give you any of this.
Well, he's trying to have a conversation with a staring dog, you know?
Go
He's
away.
not more
Get
staring.
in the bin.
You're going to like it here. It's a good neighbourhood. The dog canted his head. And as he did, I realised there was something off. Something about the way the light bounced off his fur. It was a little too shiny, a little too perfectly
What are you
groomed
talking about?
for a rough and tumbled collie dog. I squinted at him, studying
Too
him.
clean now. Too clean for you.
And then I heard something. A quiet, rushing sound, like a whisper. And I guess I must have been imagining it but it almost sounded like someone whispering, "Help me."
Oh, okay, that is a bit much, I suppose.
I stared at the dog. "Sorry about that," Jack said, wandering back in. "I just had to take that. It was a new client and we're trying to keep him. How do you like the cookies?"
Well, they don't live up to the name Jack, actually.
"They were amazing," I said.
Just call them cinnamon biscuits.
Cinnamon biscuits. Just call them what they are, cinnamon biscuits.
I don't understand what the problem is with doing that. Don't call it a snickerdoodle if there's no Snickers in it. Don't make it sound exciting
I get the
when
ick
it's not.
from the word snickerdoodle. It sounds like someone's pet name. Like,
I think it sounds like a delicious sweet treat.
I'm a delicious sweet treat.
Oh my, that made me feel sick.
Yeah. Okay. They were amazing, I said, standing up. But I've got to go. Mandy and the girls will be back from softball any time now, and I'm supposed to have dinner ready.
What's softball?
Softball.
Yeah, but what is it?
Softball. Softball.
What? Okay.
It's a soft ball that I'm assuming you chuck around in a sporting way.
Okay, you know nothing.
Amir's a great guy. He's a house husband, probably. He's cooking for Mandy and the girls. What a guy. Oh, dinner duty, huh? He motioned at the snickerdoodles. "Take some back with you. Say you made them from scratch." Oh, Mandy knows I can't bake like that, but thanks. I stepped out the front door, waving back at Jack and Toto. Jack waved, grinning. The dog just stared at me, as usual. But this time, his black, glassy eyes sent chills down my spine. I swear there's something fucked up about that dog. The girls were asleep and Mandy and I were enjoying some much-needed quality time. We sat on the couch with a bottle of wine, an episode of The Office in the background as we talked about our days. Mandy was surprisingly interested in the story. "What, so you've never heard him bark?" "No." "And he walks weird and just stares at you?" "Yes." She shook her head, laughing. "That does sound really weird."
No, it doesn't, Mandy! No, it doesn't, you stupid ape! No, it doesn't sound weird. Am I going mad?
Look, I know what you mean, like, as in some dogs have PTSD or they're nervous or they're not, like,
No, I don't mean that at all.
barking.
I mean, why is everyone paying so much attention to this fucking dog? Just leave him alone.
Yeah, but the dog did whisper, "Help me."
Oh, yeah, that just changed things, I suppose.
Although I don't know why he's not mentioned that to Mandy yet.
I don't know why the dog's whispered it.
Wow.
If I was stuck in a dog's body, I'd be like, "Hello, I'm not a dog. Hi, can someone help me? I'm not a dog."
Well, let's keep going. She shook her head, laughing. That does sound really weird. Even weirder than Aunt Polly's dog. Remember her? It was the one that makes the weird screeching sound. Yeah. We laughed about it, hung out some more, and then eventually went to sleep.
Fuck off.
But even an hour after Mandy had fallen asleep around midnight, I was lying wide awake, thinking about that fucking dog. And then I decided to do something really stupid. I probably never would have done it if I hadn't drunk 3 glasses of wine. I'm like, "I'll have that for breakfast."
What? Have that on my cornflakes. 3 glasses of wine and you're making bad decisions. Oh my God.
Amir, you need to get out more,
I
mate.
would be dead if that was the case to me. 3 glasses of wine just gets
I
me
know,
up and
he's
out.
a lightweight, isn't he?
Yeah.
3 glasses of wine, but with liquid courage, I crept downstairs and slipped out of the house. The lights were still on in Jack's house. When I got there, I ducked behind his hydrangea and peered into the window. Golden light spilled into the living room from the kitchen. Jack was sitting on the couch, looking at his laptop. Toto was lying on the floor, his black eyes glittering in the low light. Surprisingly, he didn't seem to detect my presence at all. After several minutes, Jack shut the laptop and disappeared down the hallway. Toto watched him, but didn't follow. I was about to go home, and then I saw it. Toto stood up. And then, using the couch to balance himself, he stood up again. He was standing on 2 legs.
Yeah, dogs do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I watched with...
Rosie does it all the time. Rosie's like this. She literally stands on 2 legs all the time.
Okay. I watched with wide eyes as he walked into the kitchen, stood in front of the refrigerator, and then a small opening appeared, smack dab in the middle of Toto's chest. A human hand came out.
What, of his chest?
It grasped the refrigerator door, pulled it open, greedily grabbed some food off the shelf. Then the dog sat back down on the floor cross-legged, and the hand, holding a leftover sandwich, disappeared into the hole. I stared through the window, my heart pounding in my chest. It's a costume. There's a person in there. I hightailed it out of there, wrapped myself in blankets and lay next to my wife, wide awake, thoughts rolling through my head. I didn't expect to fall asleep, but I must have, because the next thing I knew, a loud noise woke me from a deep sleep. Knocking. Someone was knocking on my front door. Bleary-eyed, I hobbled down the stairs. I looked through the peephole and saw Jack standing on my front porch, looking incredibly angry. I don't know what he wants, but I think he knows that I know that for some reason he's keeping what appears to be a full-grown man in his house, wearing a dog costume and pretending to be a dog.
It's a sex thing.
It's a sex thing, Lynn.
Sex thing.
They're sex people, Lynn.
It's a sex thing.
Because when I went over there that night, still tipsy from the wine, I totally forgot he has security cameras. Update here. Do you want the next part?
Yeah. Well, I'm in now. I mean, all right, fine. I will now admit that it is a bit weird.
It's weird. It's getting weird, and it's only going to get weirder, Hannah.
Okay.
I decided to ignore Jack. Since I knew he was a man in his... no. I decided...
Since I knew he was a man.
Since I knew he was keeping a man in his house dressed as a dog, I figured that was my safest bet, to ignore him. Besides, it was almost 2 a.m. He'd just assume I was asleep, right?
I initially imagined a ghostly apparition of a hand. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's a proper hand. It's
real
It's a hand. Grabbing a beer and a sandwich. I added beer.
Also, who keeps sandwiches in the fridge? It's weird, isn't it?
I guess for your leftover sandwich, if it's like...
Who's got a leftover sandwich?
These are big questions.
I made Adam 4 grilled cheeses the other day. That's 8 pieces of bread.
Oh, I love a grilled cheese sandwich.
He was very drunk.
I fucking love a toast.
But who leaves a leftover sandwich?
Let's get back in.
Okay. So that's weird.
I know you're in there, Amir. Open up. He sounded angry, really angry. I shrunk against the door, holding my breath, trying not to make a sound. Amir! He knocked for a few more minutes. Then finally, I heard his footsteps retreat. I stood there for several more minutes in case he came back, but I checked all the locks and crept back upstairs. For the rest of the night, I tossed and turned, trying to figure out what to do. I should just call the police, but what if it's consensual? What if that man, for whatever reason, agreed to pretend to be Jack's dog?
Why would he say, help me?
Yeah, well, does he identify as a dog? Is it a furry thing? But then I thought of how angry Jack sounded. And when dawn broke, I called the cops. Now, I think that's quite a big leap. Because I would be like...
This is going to end up embarrassing for Amir.
Right, because I'm just like, if you thought your neighbour was into like... isn't there a name for like a...
Furries.
Is it furries?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't want to out them to the police.
Well, no, I did this once, right? I called the
What?
police. No, I didn't do a furry
Oh my God,
thing.
what?
No, what happened? I used to live... It was pretty shitty of me, but to be honest, I got so sick of it, I couldn't help myself. Basically, very, very quickly, I lived in a flat, and the person above us, who was annoyingly a really lovely bloke, I think he was smoking loads of weed. Because every single time we opened the flat door, it just fucking stunk of weed, like all the time. I wrote him a note to be like, hi, listen, do you mind just like cracking a window or something, because the whole house stunk. It was giving us a headache. I mean, I don't mind a little, dabble in the joint every now and again. But when you're coming in from work or you're waking up in the morning, you're like, oh, you can smell weed.
Grim.
So eventually, we literally couldn't. We spoke to the housing manager. We spoke to everyone we possibly could to like get this sorted. No one sorted out for us. So eventually, we called the police.
Oh.
Expecting
Snitches
the
get
police.
stitches.
I know. I felt bad about it, but it was so annoying. And no one else
And
was
what
helping
happened
us.
about it?
Oh my God, mate.
Taken to
it's
prison?
Awful. So this
Hannah.
this policeman comes round, right? And I thought what was going to happen is just go knock on the door and give him a bit of like just fucking open the window, because you can't get done for like a small bit of weed.
Clearly wasn't a small bit of
you?
weed, was it? Was it a cannabis factory?
So the police came round, right? These 2 policemen, like fucking Bill and Ben, the flower pot men, come round. They're like, you all right? We're here to have a worry about the weed. So I was like, yeah, it's the one. It's just above our thing upstairs. So they went up the stairs, because like you have to get there to the outside. Went up there. He comes back down. He's like, closes the door, and he's like, I've just put. There's no one there. No one answering the door. But I've just put my hand in the letterbox and it's sticky heat. I was like, what do you mean sticky heat? And he was like, it's like it's sweaty heat you can feel in there, and you only get that with the lights and all the stuff that you need for a cannabis
factory.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, that's why it smells so bad. Because he was like, I can smell it in here. So anyway, he arranges for the next day, because this guy's not answering the door, arranges the next day for the entire fucking squad to come round, like round the back of the flats, at the front of the flats. I had to be the one to let them in. He was like, can you buzz us in so we can get in? I was like, yeah, okay. I'm feeling incredibly awkward about this.
Yeah.
Because he was a really nice man. And I don't care about someone doing a weed farm. I just don't want my house to stink of it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I was like, yeah, fine. But I thought, I don't know. Anyway, so they come in with the big fucking batons to ram the door down, right? There's people out the back in case the man tries to jump. They batter the door down.
Oh, no.
They go in. Fuck all there. Just this man smoking a joint every now and again.
What?
There's nothing there.
What, he dismantled it in the time
I
between...
don't think it ever existed. I think this fucking police officer was a twat.
Oh.
Like, he just didn't get it. He was like, this poor man was just having the occasional
and you
joint.
shopped him in.
Yeah. I felt bad about that.
You
ever since.
ratted him.
I thought there was a big operation
To the
going on.
authorities, you're the one. You're the one who'd say that Anne's in the attic.
I know.
Absolutely outrageous.
Anne's in the attic.
Yeah.
If Anne's got a cannabis farm, yeah, I will, because she's ruining my morning. If Anne Frank had a cannabis farm up there, I would shop her in.
You're like, I do not discriminate.
I felt dreadful.
That's bad. So I actually lived above a cannabis factory, and they found it by like a helicopter went over
Yes,
Streatham,
yes, 'cause
and
they
it
come
showed
up
up the heat,
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
and it was bad because I could
you
feel
smell
the
it?
electricity humming, and it would vibrate my
you
bed.
smell?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was really strong. And I was away on holiday in Portugal or something, and my landlord, who I lived with, texted me being like, oh, by the way, the SWAT team have all come through, and they all like did the same thing, battered the door
Yeah.
down. He then ran out of the back, and so they had to come through our flat over and out onto the
How
little balcony,
exciting.
chuck themselves from our balcony into the garden, and then got him. Nabbed this guy who was like, and it was a proper, like, they showed us photos and it was like lights and it was
Do
mad.
you know what? I think you should be able to have a weed farm. I just don't think you'd. If
Just
people didn't.
not above below
Just
me.
not below. Well, if people had adequate facilities to do it in, they wouldn't need to do it in a block of fucking flats, would they?
Yeah. Okay. Shall we get back to?
Yeah, I don't know why I started talking about that.
That was a real tangent, but we
Just
loved
something
that.
I needed to get out.
Okie dokie. But then I thought of how angry Jack sounded, and when dawn broke, I called the cops. They didn't believe me at first, but finally they agreed to go over to Jack's and check it out. I ran over to the living room window and parted the blinds, staring out across the street at Jack's house. By the time the police car pulled up, I could hear Mandy's steps above me, but I remained glued to the window, watching. 2 officers, a tall woman and a plump man, exited the vehicle and stepped onto the porch. I saw the woman raise her fist and knock. I waited, holding my breath. But as the door cracked open, I heard it, clear as day. Barking. Jack began talking to the officers, his expression darkening, and then a blur of brown and white fur shot out. My jaw dropped as the dog leapt up onto the officers. A pink tongue shot out and it began licking them, letting out happy yelps. No, it was a real dog. It had to be. It was considerably smaller than the 2 officers. No way an adult man could fit in there. And it was barking and licking and jumping around.
You would fucking know if something was in it. Of course you
would know. Yeah, some clamp, like...
Yeah. One of those shit Halloween.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I'm thinking
woof,
of like
woof.
a really shit mascot at like some bad like
Woof.
football match. Just like yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can do a good dog.
Good pony.
Asthma.
Asthma. Diabetes.
ASMR, not asthma.
Oh.
Welcome to the new segment where we list out medical conditions.
Hay fever.
Atrial fibrillation.
The dog suit I'd seen yesterday the dog suit I'd seen yesterday hadn't even been able to open its mouth.
Epilepsy.
Shush, I'm doing the story. We don't have time. What are you doing? I turned around to see Mandy there staring at me. I sat down and explained everything that happened last night, but I could tell she didn't believe me. I couldn't really blame her. After all, she could see a very live, very real dog jumping around Jack and the police officers. So you're saying that you think in the middle of the night he let the dog man go and adopted a real one? Look, I know it sounds crazy, but it does sound crazy. And you shouldn't go calling the cops on our neighbours unless something really bad's happening.
Like a cannabis farm.
Yeah, like a cannabis factory. If our house is on fire, if someone breaks in, or you think Jack's gonna want to help us now? But I saw it. It was a person, I swear. No, you were drunk. You probably just saw the dog jumping up while Jack was behind him or something, so it looked like a hand sticking out. Mandy, I swear!
Oh.
She shook her head and walked out the room.
You make these men sound like right twats.
I know, I love it. Soon after, the officers came by and confirmed it. Jack was in possession of a large, very friendly, 100% real collie dog. That son of a bitch.
He's got two.
I whispered, staring out the window as they pulled away. But I knew the truth. Even if everyone else thought I was crazy, I know what I saw. That's why, later that night, when I saw Jack's car pull out, I snuck out of the house and crept into his backyard. Now that I remembered the security cameras, I was careful to forge a path that avoided them. But as soon as I stepped up onto the deck, arf, 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 the collie was scratching at the back of the door, barking at me. Thank you. Shh! I tried the door, locked of course, swearing I made myself... I can't speak today. Swearing I made my way around to the side door. It was locked too. I'll have to try tomorrow. Maybe I can come over for some cookies and ask the police to keep my name out of the whole thing. Maybe he isn't certain it was me. I shook my head. Yeah, right, of course he knows it was me. I started towards the front of the house. Thump! I turned around. A rattling metallic sound. And then thump! It was coming from the basement. I ran over to the Bilko doors. They were locked, but with a padlock. Thankfully, I had a pair of bolt cutters in my garage. I crept back home, grabbed the bolt cutters and made my way back into the yard. With a swift downward motion, snap, the door was unlocked. I lifted the door open. Two black, glinting eyes stared back at me. It was him, the man in the dog suit, sitting in the centre of the basement.
Ooh.
A collar wrapped around his neck, the chain fastened to one of the support holes. I grabbed the bolt cutters and ran down the stairs. I'm going to get you out of here, I whispered, rushing towards him. No reaction. He just stared at me, still as a statue, his plastic dog fur shining in the light from one bare bulb on the ceiling. Why was he just staring at me through the dog suit? I crouched on the cold cement floor, positioning the bolt cutters across the chain. I'm going to set you free. Hold still. Zip! A hand shot out of the dog's chest and grabbed me by the arm. Hey! But the hand only tightened around my bicep. I tried to tug free, but the nails dug into my skin. Let me go, I shouted, but the hand was pulling me in, towards the dog's lifeless glassy eyes, the plastic nose, the painted mouth. And then I heard something. A whisper. Behind you.
Oh.
I whipped around and my blood ran cold. A silhouette sat perched above the basement's doors, peering down at us. It was Jack. I grabbed the bolt cutters and squeezed. Snap! The chain broke in two. The dog man leapt up and with amazing speed for wearing a heavy costume, bounded up the stairs towards Jack. But Jack was too fast. Before he could slip past, he grabbed the dog by both arms and pushed him back down the stairs. Thump, thump, thump. He was still at the bottom. I grabbed the bolt cutters and ran up the steps. In one quick motion, I swung them at Jack and he ducked. You don't know what you're doing, Amir. You don't know the whole story. You're keeping a guy locked in your basement and forcing him to wear a dog costume. I raised the bolt cutters. Amir, just listen to me. He's not who you think. Thwack! The bolt cutters hit the side of his head. Not that hard. I wasn't swinging to kill, but Jack crumpled to the ground, clutching his head, groaning in pain. And in that moment, I bounded down the stairs and grabbed one of the dog man's paws. Here, come on, quick, I whispered, pulling at the fake paw. Slowly, he rose. One human hand popped out of his chest. Then a second. I helped him undo the clasps on the belly and under the arms, and then slowly, the costume crumpled away from him. Then I was staring at an adult man, taller than myself, wearing a border collie mask. But he didn't reach up to pop off the mask. He just stood there, absolutely still, staring down at me with those lifeless, glassy dog eyes, plastic brown fur shining in the light. Something about this felt wrong.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, real wrong, Amir.
Pretty weird.
Understatement. I backed away. backed up the steps and out onto the lawn. His eyes never left mine. He turned his head slowly to watch me go. And then, when I'd gotten about 10 feet from the basement door, he bolted up the steps and ran across the lawn for the woods. And when he got to the tree line, he stopped. He turned around, slowly pulled off the mask, and then he was staring at me, grinning with a smile of yellow, rotten teeth. "Thank you," he whispered, and then he disappeared into the darkness. But I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe, because I recognised that face. I'd seen it on the news. A man who'd been convicted of stalking and murdering 3 women, who then escaped from prison earlier this year.
Fuck's sake.
And the pieces clicked into place. His name, if I remember correctly, it was Sam Baker. And Jack? He was Jack Baker. Jack slowly pulled himself up, groaning in pain. "Amir," he said, staring into my eyes, "did you just set my brother free?"
Oh, no. Do you know what, Amir? You are a dickhead. I said it from the beginning.
Silly twat.
You silly twat. I said it from the beginning.
You should never have called the cops. You should have never called the cops.
I should have never called the cops.
Do you know what I mean? It was just unnecessary.
Well, no, he should have called the cops. Like, I know it's your problem, but he can go to jail.
I feel like also maybe Jack should have just shot in the brother rather than put him in a dog suit. There's other ways of.
It's not a bad idea, but I don't understand why no one noticed that a dog is a dog and the other dog is a man in a dog costume. They're pretty easily
And where did the other
identifiable.
dog come from? I guess Jack. Yeah, the whole thing. It's a great tale.
It's a great tale.
A dog tale.
This one is called Ghost Bro. Ghost Bro.
Ghost brow.
Yeah, Ghost Bro. Like, bro.
Oh, like bro.
Yeah.
Like if me and you were men doing this show, it'd
we
be
were
called Ghost
American.
Bros.
Yeah. Oh my God! It is Ghost Bros and Ghost. Oh, that's why I chose it. Are you okay? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. My house was built in 1904, as was mine, actually.
Your house was built in 1904?
Yeah. I think it. Yeah, it is.
Really?
1904, yeah.
Sounds haunted.
It is a single family. It is. I've told you about my house.
No, you haven't.
I have told you about the man and told you about the boy.
What?
Well,
When?
okay, well, I'll tell you next week.
Okay.
It is a single. Just don't let us forget to do that. It is a single family home, wood frame, setting on a concrete block foundation. I've been living here for about 12 years. Of all the weird things that my siblings and me have seen or heard in this house, this is one event that is my favourite. This happened to my brother. About 10 years ago, my brother and his best friends had started a garage band playing mostly Spanish rock.
I love Spanish rock. Great.
Shut up, you don't know
Love
what's
that.
Spanish. Give me an example. Let's sing me some Spanish rock now.
La la bamba.
That's weird because that song's been in my head for weeks.
That's it.
Yeah, that's weird that you
Spooky,
picked that.
creepy.
They would practice into the early evening and they would usually call it quits by 8 p.m. This was the time I usually showed up and went to bed because I worked the graveyard shift. This happened in late fall, so autumn, because the leaves fall from the tree.
We mug off the Americans so much.
Yeah, but they're very supportive of us, which I really appreciate. So the days were getting shorter. They had just finished a long session when the decision came to head to someone else's house. I don't know why. My brother handed his car keys to his buddy, Betty, so they could load up the equipment. Everybody had filed out of the basement, but the tricky part was that they needed to walk up all the way to the back of the basement, up the back stairs, through the kitchen doorway, down the hall, into the living room, and out into the front porch. Everyone was outside sitting in my brother's truck waiting for him. My brother was walking up the back stairs when he remembered that he had left his pancakes in a to-go container sitting on a speaker in the basement. That's incredibly American, isn't it? Pancakes to go.
Pancakes to go, please. Buttermilk.
Buttermilk pancakes. Not like our shitty lemon and sugar crepes. I like them though.
Do
Actually.
you? Pancakes are a bit overrated, I think.
I completely agree, especially for breakfast. I want something savoury for breakfast.
And they're never done well. Like,
No.
you've got to really nail a pancake for it to be good.
I did have some great pancakes in America, to be fair. IHOP one, and there's one place in Los
Sorry?
Angeles.
You hot one?
IHOP was one.
What?
The pancake place, IHOP. International House of Pancakes.
Oh, right. Oh, you're
'Cause
saying
at
a brand, I
breakfast,
don't know.
yeah, at breakfast they give you a breakfast and then pancakes on the side, so it's like breakfast dessert, and
Cool.
it's delicious.
Lovely.
Anyway,
Let's carry on.
carry on. Oh, so he'd left his pancakes in a to-go container, so he made the decision to go back. Now, the basement is not clean. With full sight lines, there had been partitions made, and the boiler and main heating unit are right smack in the middle. So after my brother walks back, he is about to retrieve his food container when out of the corner of his eye, he sees it. It's a shadowy figure right in his peripheral vision. This feeling of dread and uneasiness washed over my brother. We had been taught that if you were in the presence of a ghost or spirit, and if you felt a bad vibe, to say a quick prayer or to cuss at it. My brother chose the latter. He just said, "Hey, fuck you! I don't have the time for this shit!"
Very relatable. Good. Love that.
My brother started to walk to the back of the basement and briskly up the stairs, closing doors and turning off lights as he was walking out. The last light switch is on the opposite side of the front door. Luckily, the door was open and the light from the street lamp was flooding into the living room with its amber light. My brother said he felt something at his back, but at no point did he turn around. As he flicked the last switch, the living room went dark. As he stepped out, he pulled on the door, closing it behind him. Still holding his food container in one hand, he jogged down the few porch steps. He walked towards the gate. As he closed the gap between himself and his friend-laden truck, he kind of smiled and thought things over in his head. Mad at himself for spooking out when there's no reason. He climbed into the driver's side of the truck, pulling on his seatbelt and getting ready to pull out of the parking spot directly in front of the house, when one of his friends asked, "Hey, what about your brother? Isn't he coming?" My brother said, "What do you mean? He went to work. He went ages ago." The next question he said was, "So then who was walking behind you when you left the house?" Creepy.
It's creepy.
Creepy, isn't it?
Very creepy.
Very creepy.
Very creepy.
Creepy.
Love it though.
Great.
Welcome to the section We Get Haunted. So
You don't have to. With Hannah and Suzie.
Hannah and Suzie.
Ghost. Not professionals. We don't know what the fuck we're doing.
If you put our initials together, it spells shh. Oh my god, weird, right?
It spells.
No, shh, because S comes first.
That's great.
Holly sent in a recommendation
Right.
for a game, and it's fucking great. So, thank you.
Red door, yellow door.
Yes. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Do you know how to play
What a
it?
cheat.
Have you ever?
Using that? What a cheat.
Yeah, I'm taking that. Now you have to do your own research.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Okay, Hannah, I want you to shut your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth.
See, I'm taking it serious, unlike you.
Take a deep breath in. Yeah, do that 3 times. And relax. Put your hands in the air like you just don't care.
Absolutely, everybody.
Begin to chant. I will, actually. Red door, yellow door, any other colour door.
That's hard.
Red
door,
yellow door, any other colour door. Red door, yellow door, any other colour door. Red door, yellow door, any other colour door.
Red door, yellow door, any other colour door. Red
Now.
door, what?
I want you to imagine you're walking down a corridor.
Yeah.
You see 2 doors in front of you, a red door and a yellow door.
Right.
Can you describe the hallway?
It's got blue carpet and a white wall.
How do you feel about the yellow door?
Seems alright.
How do you feel about the red door?
Also seems okay.
Do you see any other objects?
Yeah, I see a flower in the middle.
Which door do you feel most positive about?
Yellow.
Yellow door. Do you see any people?
I see. Oh!
What?
No, honestly, in my mind, that was horrible.
What the fuck just happened?
In my head, I saw, like, you know the monster out of Creep?
Are you looking at me? You were just looking over here like you were blind. That was fucking creepy. Why were you doing that? Your eyes just went really like
Yeah, I
clouded
didn't really
over.
feel like I was in the room.
No. You're behind the yellow door.
Stop it.
I need
better
to
not
get
be.
you out.
Get me out quick.
Fuck.
I saw a really creepy looking little man like stood next to the flower.
Oh, I don't like it. Okay.
Ooh!
Do you see any clocks?
I do now, you've said it, yeah.
Okay. Right, you're trapped in the room. You need to wake up. Are you out?
Oh my God, we are such amateurs.
It
I
says
don't know if I'm out.
says here, don't die. Don't die.
Oh my God. I'm on a plane on my way to Turkey to have camel toe surgery.
Oh,
What
for
if I
fuck's
die?
sake. Well, that has been...
That was horrible. I hated that.
something, you conjured something up there, and your eyes went really odd.
Something came.
You started looking over there like you possessed.
Wow. Didn't like that.
Has been an absolute joy. That was episode 25.
25,
Quarter
baby.
of a fucking century, that. We've been here for years.
It's 20. That's 25 weeks.
25, like my age.
Just a reminder before we go. Patreon is live. We will be updating it. We'll let you know when we add new things to it. There's going to be Ghost Hunt Hunts. There's going to be extra content.
Ghost Hunts at dark.
There's going to be some like guests. We're gonna have people coming and doing tarot. There's gonna be so much content. Please go and have a look. If you do feel like you just want to chuck us a couple of quid and support us, we're happy to have that too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate your support.
You're amazing.
Thanks for
Thank you for
listening.
listening.
If you made it this far, we've all come so far.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Stay safe. Find the
cool.
shit bag. Bye, 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 bye.